Well, yes, if we are ready, how about we say hello to the people on YouTube watching the VODs? I totally have posted the other episode. I have not totally forgotten to do it last week.
Hi, VOD Squad.
Hello,
Hi,
everybody.
Hello.
Love you, VOD Squad.
Hello. And somebody please roll me a d4.
D4, D nut.
Nose goes.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm
He
trying.
doing it. He
Hold
doing it.
on.
Oh Lord, he doing it. My Roll20 is translated to Spanish. That's kind of funny.
Hey. Practice the Spanish.
Yes,
Wow,
Greenie.
continuing the low roll trend.
Oh my goodness. Why do you always roll ones, man?
Uno.
I'm starting to think these dice are weighted.
It may be. Okay. Let's go from the other side then. Greenie, you can play the music now. Thank you. That would be awesome, awesome, awesome. And as we start off, we'll go Ambrose this time. What
Sorry.
happened last session?
Hey, no mind.
Hold on, I'm eating spicy chili.
Oh. What kind?
Nom, 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 nom.
Spicy
Oh.
Chili? How do I explain it?
chili that is hot.
Yes.
Very very descriptive. Thank you.
Delicious chili.
Delicious chili.
The good
My
stuff.
family has a recipe for chili ice cream. You just take a can of chili and you throw it in the freezer and
Oh
you wait
my
till it
God.
explodes.
This isn't real. I refuse to believe.
I
then-
do not
then
believe
you-
it.
Not a
You have
benevolent
to-
God would let this happen.
You have to use a sharpened spoon because it's hard as a rock.
A sharpened spoon.
Oh, no.
We call it our chili shiv.
Okay, that's hilarious. Oh my goodness.
I should do improv.
Chili does sound good though.
Chili would be pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
So the chili shiv isn't real?
No,
what you're
I'm
telling me?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, you have
Sorry, I
lied to
lied
us
to you.
then.
Shame.
Shame on you.
Criminal.
Let me go post this over here and there. Get all the
Okay,
werewolves.
now that I'm not like having a mouthful of chili.
Are you good though? Are you good though? I didn't want to rush you.
Okay. I just wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh, it's a what? I'm fine. Let me just like scoop it up a couple of spoonfuls. Like,
He was just filling up his mouth with the chili.
so, last time, first of all, it was Quartz's birthday, and the day after was Bip Bip's birthday.
Mhm.
So, happy belated birthday to them again.
Yay!
Earth.
Happy birthday!
I'm like exactly a quarter of 100 now.
Oh, nice.
A quarter of 100.
I see.
Ah.
I don't like it.
But yes, last time
Oh my God.
we kind of had two groups going if you count one person as a group, if they party up with, you know,
Okay.
the Lord Galarian.
I mean,
They were
if you
definitely
want to.
they definitely had good company.
That's a lot of elf over there.
it was indeed.
So, while Taurin and Lord Galarian spent some time together sparring, Rexmoa, Ambrose, and Kipper spent some time at the inn trying to gather additional information regarding Ambrose's mentor. We didn't really find anything, though Kipper did start some rumors, and Rexmoa kept on prying about Galarian, sparking other rumors to occur.
Heck yeah.
Most specifically, with a couple of noble ladies, that we decided to try and find information about Galarian's dating profile. Unfortunately for
idea.
us, it made them more interested to know if we had an inside scoop on something, which, I mean, they weren't wrong. However, our solution to that issue was simply running away. Which we barely succeeded. we rolled very low on trying to hide from them, but they rolled even lower, so we were lucky. If you count, double unluck as a positive. During that, back with Taurin and Lord Galarian as they were sparring, Galarian did generally have the upper hand, though Taurin made it seem as if she was just being playful, which even managed to turn it into more of a smooching session than it did actual sparring. So there's that.
Yep.
Everyone was watching.
Yes. In fact, it had enough guards watching that Lord Galarian suggested that they go somewhere more private, which they would spend mainly just talking about some personal things like how our group got together and other such personal interests of that nature. Which at that point, the investigation group went back to the alchemist to try and find a bit more information, or even just find a way to possibly fix the issue with Joy's comatose state. Which essentially ended up being that the alchemist does plan on looking over him, but she could use a delivery, which will be paid a decent chunk of gold for spider venom, hag nails, and mushrooms. Dark mushrooms, to be specific. Which brought Ambrose to ask a couple of townsfolk adventurers about possible weaknesses and strengths of hags, which were revealed to be pretty stereotypical stuff, I'd say, for hags. Magic, illusions, they like maybe eating eyeballs, the usual.
They definitely like eating eyeballs.
Perhaps, like Galaron society is just prejudiced against what they don't understand.
Hags.
That could
Really?
be it.
I mean, I'm not gonna claim I understand hags, but I will claim that they are not nice people.
They're very they have an omnivore type appetite, so they'll eat quite a few things.
Not that our characters know this, but there's a certain type of hag that is just so evil they turned into a fiend. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
just saying. Well, I wouldn't trust a hag.
I'm just gonna
Shouldn't.
start singing when we see this hag.
You should.
Okay.
What should we
Well,
sing?
Please don't eat us. We're not yummy.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I like that.
La 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 la.
That was
There you go.
funny.
Beautiful.
Just Doja Cats at them. Let me check my breath right quick.
But following this, we do a little bit more investigating into possible leads for Ambrose's mentor, which did have a bit more of a benefit. Told that the scribes do keep very good record of everyone that enters and exits the area, so perhaps we could find information through that. And then also apparently someone regarding the general appearance of a very heavily cloaked individual was found heading into the mountains. And following the information we gathered here, we actually were able to meet back up with Taurin and Galarian, with everyone being together. And we had another dinner on Galarian's tab that we seemed to keep on doing. Which we then spent a very interesting time either getting a mixture of drunk and also depressed about Taurin's escapades.
No,
Mainly on Rexmoa's account, but
it's okay.
Hey, there are some things they don't teach you at the Abbey.
Aw.
Aww.
But
How
following
babies are
this,
made?
we then rested up, which will lead us into the next day.
Well, actually,
Well,
actually,
We just went to our beds.
correct. You guys were not transported. You guys were walked to your beds. Obviously, one of you feeling a lot more tipsy than another, and the other two are still conscious enough. Galarian, of course, saying his advice to the group and to specifically. And he was headed out as you guys were about to ask the questions as to who was going to go into which room. Guys have 2 double rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So what's it gonna be?
Oh, I think we already decided that.
I don't think so.
Give a reminder for the audience.
Oh, me? Okay, I think
If you
that let's see. Ambrose and Ladyhead went into and Taurin went into their room, and then Rexmoa and Kipper went into the other room.
I suggested
And also a
Kipper
takeaway
feed
container.
Rexmoa
Okay.
cheese.
I don't even know if that's kind of a weird thing to do to a drunk man. Here, eat like the hardest cheese to eat possible.
That's like.
Gruyere is basically like a gooey sauce.
Yes.
I'm just reminded of that, like, it's a sex ed video.
Okay.
This is the start of a good conversation.
Hear me out. Just listen
I
for a
don't
second.
like
It'll make
this.
sense.
I'm listening, I'm
It'll make
listening.
Throwing
sense.
out my cheese.
But the video, the way they use to convey this is talking about how you shouldn't give tea to an unconscious person.
Huh?
Mhm.
Tea? Like you
Oh.
brew a pot of tea and you try to give it to an
Yeah.
unconscious person?
You
Okay.
know you shouldn't force an unconscious person to try and drink tea.
Okay.
You shouldn't give an unconscious person like any form of liquid, because then they'll choke.
Yes.
Very bad.
Am I like ignorant, or why was this a sex ed thing?
I
Yeah.
don't understand it either, but
Where's the
consent thing.
segue?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
To be like, if you wouldn't give someone tea, you wouldn't go to do the tea.
Yeah.
You wouldn't steal a man's car.
why
You
not?
wouldn't download an illegal file off the internet.
You don't
funny,
know
'cause I
who
had
you're
to-
talking to.
That video had the reverse effect, by the way.
Yes.
Goodness.
It caused
I
more-
know.
It caused people to learn more about pirating, thus doing it more often.
I know, we
I
all
thought you were
just
talking about the tea
unanimously
thing, and I was
decided-
like, your friends
No.
started feeding tea to each other while they were
No.
asleep? Okay, reel it back in, reel it
That
back
sounds
in.
pretty bad. Oh yeah, we're in a campaign.
I mean, that's fine.
This is interesting.
So, before you guys head into your rooms and to end the day, anything else you guys want to do?
Well, I did kind of want to talk to Rexmoa, but it really depends on how, like, out of it he is, I guess, at this point.
You can try.
Good
I
try.
will
Alright.
say, Rexmoa, you are dizzy. You know, everything's starting to spin a little bit.
Blur.
But you're not, like, to the point where you're, like, just wasted.
Mhm.
Oh, that's okay. So, I don't know. Like, a heart-to-heart conversation probably wouldn't be good right now, then.
You could try, you never know.
Yeah,
It could be interesting.
That will be up to you.
Well, I'll try, because I just wrote stuff down. So,
Okay.
I'll go for it. I'll just read what I got. So Taurin twitches her cat ears as she looks at the room Rexmoa entered, and silently she follows after, putting her hands together and just kind of letting out a little sigh, and just kind of going, right. And she, as she mumbles that under her breath, she would go, enter the room to go speak with him. But as she enters, of course, her arms be a little crossed, a little defensive, because she's not sure how the conversation will go at this point. So, and she would begin, Rexmoa, your usual calm demeanor is missing tonight. Want to talk what's really bothering you, my friend?
Taurin, do you know what they don't teach you, Taurin, at the monastery? They don't teach you about having to watch your kids grow up, even though you didn't watch them grow up, because you met your kids when they were already an adult. They don't teach you about that, Taurin.
Oh. Well, you're the first to show me this level of concern in a long while. My sister and I, we didn't have the chance to know our parents, so I do appreciate the concern. and she would smile a little bit and kind of step a little bit closer, entering the room a little bit more, going to, just kind of looking out a window at this point, just kind of like looking around, going, well, as she looks out to the city, I mean, she's here, but like her mind is like far away at this point, like a long, distant kind of gaze. And she would say, before Misspell, I wasn't a merchant. I was an accomplice in a theft. And that partner ditched me without a second thought on the outskirts of Misspell.
Yeah, I figured out the whole not being a merchant thing.
Yeah. It was kind of obvious. But yeah, he got what he wanted and left me in the hands of the guild we stole from, unfortunately. She kind of grimaces at that memory.
Taurin, that's what men will do to you, Taurin.
Yes.
They just take what they want from you and they just leave you behind, Taurin.
I know. So, but needless to say, I do owe this guild a lot of money, sadly, because of that incident. But she kind of looks at Rexmoa, kind of like, just making sure he's like still, here and not like falling asleep at this point or anything.
Rexmoa is like belly side down on the bed, like in the incorrect orientation, like perpendicular to wherever the bed would be.
Okay. And then she'll just continue then, like, okay, maybe I can like continue then. And then she would say, and it took me a while to trust again, and our little crew has helped me through this with our little adventures. So she kind of clears her throat at the last bit that she'll say here to kind of add on. What I'm trying to ask is for you to trust me to make the right choice. And if Galarian proves me wrong, and if he's a sneaky little devil, we'll deal with him then. Deal? And then she'll hold her hand out as a hand for a handshake or something.
Aren't you being the sneaky little devil in this instance, Taurin?
Maybe. Will you trust me?
Thank goodness you're not in love with that man. I'll give you time to reply back, and then I will shake your hand, and like my face is like in the bed still, but I like find your hand after like reaching around for a while.
Just kind of like grabbing out there, like, hey, where you at? And she'll just kind of grab it. Thank you. You have a good night.
Oh, thank goodness. She's just trying to steal that man's money. Oh, I'm so relieved.
Wow. Rexmoa's morals just went right out the window with that one.
You do crazy things when you're trying to raise a child.
That's true.
Forgive and move on.
When you're trying to raise your 20-year-old child. 20-plus-year-old child.
Yeah.
You have like 3 20-year-old children.
Yep, running around.
Yeah. It's even more problematic than having regular children.
So
yeah,
Taurin,
that's what I kind of plotted out for a while. So yeah.
So you exit the room and just kind of let Bip in? Sorry, Kipper.
Yeah. Or Kipper. Yeah, he can come in now. We'll swap. Or if he was already in there, it doesn't matter either way.
I was at the beginning.
He did say he joined in, actually. You are correct. So, Kipper, you would have heard all of this.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. I did type into the chat Kipper's like trying to sneak out of the room with his cheese, just so like, so you guys did have the room to yourself. But there was probably like a 10-second thing of Kipper like trying to like
tea was
squeeze
too
past
good.
you in the doorway.
Just not quite making it like toes. Like I can't get there.
Yeah, stupid
Yeah.
wide bread.
Fine.
God, I'm just imagining, like, instead of, like, a regular plate, it's just, like, an entire, like, bread square that he has all the cheese on. And he's, like fumbling it because it's so big, he has to, like, saddle up sideways like a dog with a stick through a doorway.
It's a
I love
comically
that.
large baguette.
Yeah, but it's wider than a regular baguette.
So yes, as Taurin, you exit and go to your room now. Night settles. You guys sleep very well. Everything's fine, and I don't think you guys have used anything in terms of abilities, but just in case, make sure to tick down if you have used any abilities, because you're gonna gain the benefit of a long rest as Night passes and you wake up in the morning again in the city of Galranthier. Sunbeams hitting you guys' windows since you are high up in this tree. Everything is nice, comfortable. You're starting to smell food from the top side area, which is the kitchen and the dining hall. And you know today that you have an important day.
There's like, I'm sorry, just hold on one moment. Look up in the tree.
Did you just put a... Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Of course.
yeah, I'm there. I didn't know you can put other people's tokens in there.
There he is. That's fine. It's all good.
The whole time.
It was like a bodybuilder.
Yes.
Urgh.
So,
Look at these muscles.
you guys, I'm assuming you get ready for your day and head out.
Mhm.
What about my cheese and bread?
What about it? You
Hopefully
tell me
still
what you did with it.
It's stale now.
Oh, you didn't wrap it up right. Tisk,
It
tisk.
was. They just put it on a plate, and I tried to feed it to Rexmoa, but Rexmoa was face down.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it's
think
kinda hard to-
cheese-
Feed like. It's hard to make someone eat bread when their face isn't in the direction of eating.
Yeah, I've been told
Correct.
dairy and alcohol don't really mix together well, anyways. So.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So, Rexmoa, you wake up with a slight headache. Nothing too bad. Just a small pounding. Nothing that would worry you. Ambrose, you're fine. Your tipsiness has completely gone away. And everybody else just heads out. Are you guys doing anything specific?
Today's the big day, right?
It is
Like
the
out of
big day.
character question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am keeping an eye out for any suspicious wizardy looking people. In particular, a single suspicious wizardy looking person, because I know that they want to accompany us to this meeting, and I
Mhm.
still don't know how I feel about that.
Okay. As you exit and you see like the spiral staircase, you just see people just going up, down, the usual.
Wait, before we get out of my room, I'm just gonna I just have like the one big breadstick, and I just like poke Rexmoa, and I'm like, Rex, look at this. I just bonk the bread against like the wall. I'm like, weapon. It's like a stone now.
Rexmoa is in a bit of like a little stupor, but that gets like a little giggle out of him.
I am adding it to my inventory. That's a good thing to do.
Okay.
Get a few whacks out of it.
Yeah, I have a glove from Ratman's house, and now I have stale bread.
Stale bread that is very very rough, very solid.
I'm gonna use that as a weapon at some point, mark my words.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, so as you guys head out of your rooms, the usual time, you can see the usual morning movement. Already been here for a couple of days. It should not be too much of a surprise. However, you do see that people are a little bit more... Well, looking down onto the spiral staircase, you can see, first of all, that there are guards outside the minstrel cask, the entrance to the large tree that has been hollowed out. And that they weren't there before. You knew there were bouncers, but these are proper actual guards with their elven armors and everything. And up above, I mean, you can see probably like the reception area. Everything seems to be normal. So you head out into the hallway that is in front of your rooms.
Okay.
And what do you guys do?
they're extra layered, is what it sounded like. Is that correct? I understood that right?
Yes, there you can tell there's more security.
More security, though. Okay.
Okay, so there's guards. Wait, are we with like pretty close to the guards, or we just see the
No,
bouncers?
you can see them. You can see them.
Okay.
Like you, as I mentioned, the whole structure is a large willow tree that has been hollowed out, and it has a large spiral staircase inside of it that takes you all the way up on top of the tree, which is the dining area, the whole tavern side of things. And alongside the spiral staircase, there are like levels where each of the rooms are settled in. So you guys would be in this area, this spiral staircase. You can see up, you can see down.
All right. I guess it would have been a better idea to do it like earlier, but I would just like to do like I gesture everyone to do a little group huddle, I guess, I suppose. So we can do our just a little like pre-important meeting breakdown.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I assume we're all like huddled up. Is that fair to say?
You guys, you guys are moving into your position.
Okay, so I feel the need to preface that as much as I trust the elves and Lord Galarian and the High Council, I don't think we should be too open about the revelations that we found, perhaps.
Good thought. I like that idea.
Yeah.
He does believe that that our team actually took down that monster, and well, I didn't say anything more than that and what it was.
Yes. Lord Galarian's heart is in the correct place, but at the end of the day, he's still a lord and a leader. So we'll still try to figure out as much from this situation as we can, but I think the extent of what we should share is perhaps the prophecy, and I honestly don't even know if we should share anything that darn wizard told us, but I think the important part is don't reveal too much about ourselves, and in particular our little how will you say spiritual journey that we took.
Yes. Taurin will nod.
I have a feeling the wizard will divulge whatever he wants to himself, so we shouldn't worry on his behalf.
I have a feeling you are correct, Kipper, so I'm hoping that perhaps we could just go this meeting wizard free, maybe.
I think the wizard may have mentioned showing up to the meeting at some point.
Well, I don't think the wizard has an invitation, so...
Still keep a lookout. Wizards are sneaky.
Has that ever stopped him, though?
You're right, damn wizards.
They go, poof, here I am.
The nice thing, at least, is that's not until this evening, so... do you think we could fit some hag slaying before, or do you think that's a little bit too time crunchy?
Ooh,
Oh wait, it's in the evening? I
Oh,
thought it was in the
no.
afternoon.
It is in the morning. I gotta clarify
Okay.
this. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Ah,
Yeah, I figured it would be like basically the first thing that we're doing today.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay, I don't know how time works. I'm gonna leave you guys to be my internal schedule clock makers. Thanks.
Yeah, don't worry. Ambrose wrote it down.
We all like look at Ambrose with his like multiple notepads.
this giant notepad. He's writing. What?
Don't look at me, I'm embarrassed.
Aw.
Aw. This means that Ambrose needs a hug.
So.
Or stale bread.
Oh boy. So you guys break your formation, and yeah, I mean, you can see like some people have been trying to like move through, like people are going up or down that are like, you guys are in the middle of this hallway and you're like huddled up. So it's like, oh god, and they're kind of like, you know, leaning to a side or like trying not to, you know.
Oh. Looking
But
a
yeah.
little suspicious.
As you are doing that, you are now free to go. If you decide to go downstairs, I would say, as I mentioned before, you guys would find that the place overnight has been this guard has definitely doubled and perhaps tripled. There are a lot more guards with the characteristic elven heavy armor about, looking in corners and just kind of staying vigilant.
On the streets?
Yes, on the streets, you know, you can see that there's some of them are walking, patrolling around. You can see some in the corners of the buildings, or like in the markets, in the main plaza that you guys are very close to. You can see, as I said, quite a few of them. Speaking of the main plaza right now is, there are some people going around, but you can tell that it is not the same volume as before. It may be because of what is going to happen.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go.
I was just gonna ask, like, is it martial law going on? Like, what's going on?
There is a very important council meeting, if I recall.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not happening.
No, not at all. It's a lot of soldiers. Uh-huh. Oh, Greenie. They don't help me any.
So, looking around, you can see that the same things that, you know, you've been able to spot everywhere. It's just there's more security all over. You could tell before that the city was... There were guards, definitely were guards, but they were not posted this close together or like in this quantity. Now it is much different.
I would say Taurin would be a little uneasy with that amount of guard, unless it might be because of the approaching... Well, she would say this in character. They did mention that there is an oncoming war, so it could be the extra guard is from that, possibly?
I feel like it's also fair to say you have a lot of influential leaders of the Elven kingdom? Elven municipalities? However they categorize themselves. Affluent people all in the same building. It's probably best to have the guard kind of step up just in case someone takes advantage of this to take them out in one fell swoop.
Makes sense.
Makes you think of... Wait, I'm trying to think, do I know that? I'm trying to remember, because I know Taurin knows that one of them is like a very legendary scryer, but would Rexmoa know that?
I can share that.
Did Galarian bring it up?
In public,
sure
no.
I'm
But
pretty sure Galarian did tell the group.
yeah, he did give him like a vague, like, oh, this man is like a very, you know, good scryer, and the other one's like very short fused.
I just have names. Which I did share that in the Discord chat, by the way. So if you need the names, they're in there.
Thank you,
Perfect,
thank
perfect.
you. I always need more notes.
Yes, I did. Put that in
Perfect,
there.
perfect. Yes, yes, yes.
And sorry,
go ahead.
How dare
I was gonna say the robed Ashen dudes. They're part of a cult with Caduceus. Or I hope I said that right.
Cats.
The fire spider,
yes.
Cassius. Thank you.
Catsius.
Cassius. Yes.
So yes, I mean, you guys are actually, all of you, give me a perception check, please. Let's see. I want to see something.
Rexmoa instantly blinds himself by looking directly at the sun.
Oh no.
Too much nimble brew.
Too
Oh,
much.
no.
Huh.
We'll see those perception. Okay, that's very perceptive.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh.
it's
Pretty
Okay.
perceptions.
Okay.
Rexmoa
let's
has
see.
good perception.
Let's see if I was gonna say something, but I don't know if it's actually relevant.
Pretty good.
Just go for it.
as you can tell from the outside, there is not any commotion happening, but yes, indeed, the guard is there to protect the leaders, because the Elven Council, as you guys know at this point, is when the 3 leaders of the main Elven, well, it is a whole kingdom, but I guess the main Elven cities gather together to discuss issues that may be very good or very bad for the people of their respective kingdoms. So yes, it is not a stretch to say that the guard has been doubled or even tripled because of this. And you can actually see with your perception rolls, we'll say everybody, because everybody can see that even though you know this heavy armored look that the Elven Guard of Galranthier has, you can see different heavy armor. They're all Elven in design, similar, but the crests that they carry are slightly different.
Oh.
And you would know that these are the crest of Eleanor and Calgalera, other 2 Elven cities.
Galera and I'm sorry, what was the other one called?
Eleanor.
Eleonora. That's right. Okay. I probably misspelled those horribly, but yeah.
They're in the map.
Okay.
But
Are
yes. Yeah.
My bad.
But yes. So you guys are standing outside of the Minstrel and Cask. Doing?
I assume it'd be prudent to just go to the castle. Like,
Yeah,
there
are we like in a rush, or like do we have time to do things beforehand?
I will say you are not certain of whatever rush you may be in. I will
Let's
say
just
that
go.
there is a lot of guards
Yeah.
around, so
let's just.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a go.
No sticky fingers from Taurin, so I'll go.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's nice to be prudent. No, better to be early than late.
I
Mhm.
don't know why it surprised me that you weren't like a merchant always. I just thought that all merchants were grabby with the items.
I mean,
I
maybe.
Not with
I'll also say to
titties.
the group, but I'm eyeing Taurin and Kipper, and I'll say I also hope this goes without saying, but please be on your best behavior.
Taurin will like bow her head, of course.
Mm.
Only the best.
Boy, I'm on a road to recovery.
Mm.
At least with stealing.
Good.
Please do keep in mind that one of these leaders is a master scryer.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that is, so I'll just take your word for it.
Mm.
A man who knows a lot of magic.
So,
Well, let's just say they probably know you have a breadstick in your pocket.
Yep. And know your thoughts too. Ooh.
so you guys start making your way through the main plaza into what will be the castle grounds. As you guys are passing by some of the large pillars of the castle, I'm gonna use your perception rolls for Taurin and Rexmoa specifically.
Ooh.
You too can feel a strange whiff air behind. And as you kind of glance over to it, you see a familiar face. A robed wizard that you know very well.
Mm.
He
Theo.
appeared out of thin air.
How dare he?
Taurin was kind of like cock her head to one side and go, "Oh look, it's Theo."
Mm.
I like just like pinch Rexmoa, and I'm just like, you literally mentioned him, and then he just appears.
Rexmoa closes his eyes and shakes his head and nods his head. That did happen.
Theo goes, well, I did say I was going to join you to the council meeting, now did I?
See, I thought I remembered you saying that.
Are you doing this legally?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's legal that he was invited, I think? Were you invited?
Well, as far as everybody knows, I am part of your party.
What?
Oh, you sly dog.
And what if we were to say to the contrary? There are a lot of guards around. I don't think uninvited guests are very prudent at this time.
Well, as I said, I may possess some information that would be useful for the council. However, I understand if you don't want me there, then I could simply stay and let the elves bore you with whatever politics they want to say.
I don't think it's out of our interest to bring him there, because what's basically going to happen is he's just going to divulge information, probably even more that we don't know about, and I am interested to know the entirety of what's going on here.
And who knows if the prophecies changed since then?
Or if the prophecy was even anything to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly a person that puts too much strength in faith, so we'll just see what unravels.
Looks.
mhm.
So we all look at Rexmoa, see what his thoughts are.
He lets out a deep sigh, and because he knows you, Kipper and Taurin both bring up good points, and as a scholar, he does know the power of information as much begrudgingly as he doesn't trust this darn wizard. He sees the point that the party's making.
And as you decide to acknowledge him, party, he just gives you a bow. Says, don't worry. It'll all be fine. So shall we?
No time like the present.
Alright, and Theodric would start walking ahead as you guys are entering the castle grounds. You can see the Taurin, specifically, you would know that the amount of security has definitely like tripled the castle. You did not see this many guards while you were having your walk, Galarian. And the entrance is closed off by several guards again. And as you guys arrive to the large gate of the castle, they stop you. So, what's your business here?
We are attending a meeting with the High Council.
And the man turns to what looks to be his superior, fancier armor. He goes, pulls out a scroll and just kind of reads from it. Alright, party of adventurers. Different races, sure. Let them in. I will say, I require your weapons. It is a council meeting. Such, take any objects that may be dangerous for our leaders.
This is gonna be interesting. Okay, so yeah, Rexmoa will hand over his pack, and he takes off like what is like a leather belt that he carries like his darts in, and hands them over alongside his quarterstaff to the guard.
Kipper's gonna hand over his newly acquired crossbow, even though the most dangerous thing that Kipper has is his hands. That is kind of hard to remove.
Oh.
I do remember that you have a mace and a shield.
I don't use those. Oh wait, no, I do use.
They are there. You do use them.
To the judge.
I didn't do that. No. Okay, I'll take those out too, I guess.
The elf is
don't-
collecting them and just kind of passing them around to soldiers behind him.
What am I gonna do with the shield? Bonk someone to death?
Listen, Captain
have you
America
ever
has a
seen
thing.
Captain America? You just played Marvel Rivals.
Right?
Yeah, but I
That
don't
guy.
play like Captain America's like the Marvel character that I connect with the least. So I've never really, except for like his movie as a character, he's nice. I
Yeah.
think comic book Captain America has always just kind of been like a meh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the guards
Connects his
look
shield
at
with my
you,
face.
Taurin and
Yeah,
Ambrose,
that is
as they're expecting.
Okay. Well, they'd get my sickle, my short bow, my dagger, and what else I got in here? I mean, yeah, that's the only weapons I got, so that's what they would get.
I just realized this is gonna be really rough on Ambrose.
I know.
Speaking of
Gonna be
Ambrose,
looking down at Ambrose.
they are looking at Ambrose now.
I take the javelins that I have like little pack for, and I like hand them over,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of look around for a second, acting as if, yeah, that's all I got, as if I don't have, you know, the
A
great sword the
great
size
sword
of my
on your
body
back.
on my back.
The guy just kind of waits for a second and then he goes, "Hey, sword."
That's not a sword, that's a fancy countertop.
Begrudgingly, I put a hand on the hilt and so to remove the sling that's attaching it to my back, and I'll say, "No one touches this. It stays sheathed the entire time."
Wait 1 second, can I roll to deceive?
I will allow you to roll with disadvantage.
Okay, hold on. How do I roll with disadvantage on that? Because I just click it and then it immediately does the thing.
You
How
hit the
much
save
would...
thing to quarry.
You can set it to quarry. Actually, let me set it for you right now. Hold on a sec.
Just click it twice. Is what Greenie said.
You can do it twice if you want to, and we will take the lower roll, but I am going to boom.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now you should be good to roll now. It will give you a pop-up saying, how do you want to roll it?
Good. Oh, where's that? D is for deception.
And in roll 20, once you look at the map, it will tell you a pop-up. There you go.
Oh, wow. It's very even.
With that, the man just kind of raises a brow at you, just says nothing as he takes the sword and just passes it along to the other guards. Theodric steps forward and gives a normal looking staff. And yeah, once you guys are all cleared, the man just gives the signal to the guards, and they split the formation and just kind of let you pass. As you guys enter the castle, you can see the very open concept that this castle has. Even has some interior gardens, some very beautiful looking trees that are well tended, fruits, flowers growing out of them. Guards are posted everywhere in every entryway. You can see the floor is made out of a very nice polished stone. Unlike the ones in the city, they're all very well carved, but this one is polished. As you guys move through, actually, you may also notice that in some of these interior gardens, there are some crystal formation. If I recall correctly, it is a crystal that you guys have seen
Oh.
Hmm.
We have?
Oh, I do have a question. So when Theodric passed through the security checkpoint, what did he hand over, if anything?
A staff.
Okay.
As you can see, he is just a random wizard guy with very stereotypical wizard. Think like Gandalf.
Is the crystal that we've seen before, is that from the relic?
From Misspell.
Yeah.
Correct. It is the same white crystal with the opalescent glow that, you know, gives off multiple, you know, different colors depending on the way the light hits it.
I comment to Theodric, it's like, hey, try not to pocket anything while you're here.
Theodore just kind of giggles at the comment. Just looking around at the Elven architecture, you can see he's kind of admiring the views. As you guys can see, the castle has multiple levels, stairways leading to the upper levels and everything. But what you are more interested is right down this like main lobby, I guess, of the castle. At the very end, you can see a chamber that it is. The walls are basically stained glass, held by some metallic kind of coppery looking thing. They have patterns and they look like deer antlers or like tree branches and everything like that. This chamber is sealed, a lot of guards around it, and it has very fancy looking wooden doors. As you guys approach the area, the guards just kind of give you the nod and they open up these doors. As the doors open, you can see on the inside again, very open concept for a room. However, you can see it's kind of a dome of glass, a very large dome made out of this glass with another interior garden, trees growing around, branches everywhere. And in this room, there are no guards on the inside of this room, except for the ones that are on the door, on the other side of the door. And you can see a table where 3 elves are sitting down. In the middle of the table, there is a map of Crenia as you know it. And of course, you see the familiar face of Galarian sitting to one side. He is wearing his uniform, his warring uniform, you know, his armor. In front of him, straight on the other side of the table, you will see this is just a face claim, just for, you know, of the mind, but guys,
the scribe.
You can see a very old elven male wearing some of the fanciest robes you have probably ever seen. Decorations made out of gold and many different pearls. However, this elf is a little different from the rest. First of all, his eyes are entirely whited out as if he was blind. And below the circlet that he is wearing, above the circlet that he's wearing, wooden antlers growing from its head. The man has a very long white hair that looks pristine. No beard, but you can tell his age from the wrinkles on his face. He is sitting down across from Galarian and obviously turns his head as all of you approach. And in the seat in between the two of them, it's another elven woman. This elven woman, very bright, a very like ashy blonde hair. Again, a dress made out of materials that you probably have never seen because of how insanely expensive they look. The dress of this lady has small gems encrusted in some of the sections that make it seem like a constellation almost. You can see, again, she has another circlet with similar. With this one, the circlet has the antlers. They're very small, but they are made out of gold. And Galarian showing his armor with a circlet with the same golden antlers showing up. As you guys arrive, Galarian looks at you and greets you and goes, "My companions of the council, I present to you the heroes that you asked for." She kind of gestures for the group to move closer.
Rexmoa will step up to the table and bow his head and introduce himself. Oh, greetings, High Council. I am Rexmoa from Sea's Marrow. I am a scholar, and I am honored to attend this meeting of the High Council with you all.
As you guys are approaching, by the way, Rexmoa, sorry to cut you like that. As you are approaching, you can see the Elven man, the older one, picks up a scroll and starts reading, even as you're speaking. The other lady is looking straight at you.
Yeah, Rexmoa, even though what's his name? Perrin. How do you pronounce that? Perrin, yeah. Starts reciting from the scroll. He will finish his introduction. And, yeah, he just looks across the table, and he segues and says, "And these are my companions."
And Taurin will kind of just bow her head and go, "And I'm Taurin, just a humble merchant."
I'm Kipper from Misspell. I'm a cleric.
You, Kipper, you hear a scoff from the Elven lady.
I'll step forward slightly. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I beg your pardon?
The lady just does not address you. She's just...
Okay.
I'll step forward slightly, looking a bit uncomfortable. My hand seems to every once in a while kind of like go to my back, almost as if like feeling for the weapon that's not there anymore. I will bow my head and just my head and say, "I am Ambrose." And then I will step back.
As you guys have finished your introductions, Galarian looks over at their companions and he gestures over at the old male. He goes, "This is Lord Perrin, leader of Eleonore, and Lady Sylvana, leader Galgalera. Me, already know my name. I'm Galarian, and us three are the High Elven Council." You can tell, by the way, everybody in the party, that the usual relaxed tone that Galarian has is kind of faded away a little bit. He is speaking in a more serious manner.
Business.
Correct.
Business working.
Okay.
And as Galarian finishes the introductions, the lady who is sitting down kind of raises a hand, waves a couple. "You may sit down."
Thank you, my lady. Taurin will just kind of go to the nearest seat, closest to Galarian. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Is the table similar to what we see?
Yeah,
on
it's like
Roll20?
a
Like a rectangular table?
triangular. Well, it's like a triangular thing. You can see like Sylvanas will be in the middle seat, and Galarian will be in one side, and Perrin will be in the other, and you guys would have a whole side for yourselves.
Yeah, I would. If Taurin's sitting next to Galarian, I would sit across from Taurin.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm gonna sit next to Ambrose. Just
I
give him
will
like a pat
sit
on my
wherever.
shoulder.
Okay. So you guys take your seats. Theodoric sits on the other side, on the side which would be closer to Perrin. And Galarian just kind of gives you an acknowledgement to all of you.
Yeah, did Theodoric introduce themselves?
No, he did not.
Okay. And no one asked?
They
He's like the oldest person here.
they
Actually,
have not
technically, I don't-
asked about it.
Okay.
And Galarian just gives you an acknowledging nod. And he sits down. He says, well, this we can officially get this meeting started. And Perrin, still looking at his scroll, goes, I don't feel comfortable speaking here with somebody not introduce themselves. Here, the man cast a glance over to Theodoric. Obviously, there are no pupils, but you can tell he is. And Theodoric goes, oh, sorry. The best at introductions, Theodoric, a wizard. Perrin goes back his scroll. And the room falls silent for a second. Sylvana looks at the map, says, well, should start. Now, I'm sure all of us know about the concerns regarding the dwarves. Suddenly, a desire to amass armies. Galarian says, indeed, I've heard word from some scouts, some other people inside their city, that they are preparing for something. We have not been able to decipher what it is. Can only fear the worst. An army like the dwarves is ready to attack. Sylvanas again looks at Galarian and says, have enough. Understand what the concern is. Sylvanas, my lady, it is not about chaos, losses, a battle of such magnitude. Sylvana scoffs at. So, let him. If they think strong enough to bring their armies to our gate, we should retaliate with strength. But all of this, you guys notice that Perrin has been quiet this whole time, checking scroll 10. You can hear that the argument with Sylvana's Galarian starts getting a little bit more as how Galarian's saying, oh, don't have to sacrifice people, would be a way to solve this, maybe, and avoid a total war. And Sylvana's like, no, we're gonna attack them. It matters. We're gonna fight back and not let ourselves be suppressed. And Perrin, as they are discussing, Perrin drops the scroll table and glances over at the party adventurers. One by one, he's looking at you guys. See no pupils, but you can tell he's staring, all of you. Especially you, Rexmoa. He goes, and where did you say you were from?
Seas Marrow, far off to the east of here, sir.
May address me as Lord.
Lord.
He nods at this and he claps his hands, which makes Sylvana and Galarian stop talking. This meeting cannot continue. Both of them look at them. On. Galarian goes, Lord, is there a problem? Did you see something? Perrin slides the scroll over Galarian and says, no, it's in fact what I have not seen. Galarian takes a look at the scroll and you can tell his serious face grows in concern. And he lifts the scroll and turns it over towards you guys. You see, in the scroll there is your names, your place of birth, and a brief description of your. However, under Rexmoa, Yudrik, it's left blank.
So it's just their names?
Just the names. There is nothing else.
There's no description of appearance for the two of them?
Not that you can see. You can see like your name and blah 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 name and everything, and from Rexmoa and Theodric, it's all left blank.
Oh.
And Galarian addresses the party. Does this mean? Perrin, before any of you could reply, interjects and go, someone here is telling the truth. Galarian softly lowers the scroll to the table. And Sylvana scoffs again. She goes, well, this looks like to be an interesting one. Now tell me, which one of you is the little liar? Who is probably a spy?
Rexmoa immediately looks at Theodric.
Mm-hmm.
Theodric, you can see Theodric is just calm, collected. Stands up. Lords, lady, if I may speak, there must have been a misunderstanding. Didn't get the name quite right. And Aaron goes, why? I listen to someone who has been lying since they entered. I can see through your disguise, boy. You're not fooling.
My lord, may I inquire what in particular you believe him to be lying about?
Theodric raises a hand as Kipper is trying to speak. He goes, no, he's right. And Theodric takes his hand and places it on his face, and he pulls, and you can see a veil slowly start to pull away from him as his wizardly appearance fades away. And you can see another elf.
Oh no, he's hot.
You can see another elven man. This one very different from the ones that you know. His eyes are a glowing white color. Unlike Perrin, who looks like it has no pupils, he has glowing white. Very dark brown hair, very unlikely from elves. But he possesses pointy ears and similar features of elves. He is, of course, much younger looking, appearing of his wizard self, and he glances over at the party with a little grin. Especially you, Taurin. He says, "But you already knew something was wrong, didn't you? You just chose not to tell anybody."
That was directed to me.
Mm-hmm.
I should have known. It would be you, Dusan.
Hey, not Dusan,
No?
by the way.
Not him?
No, he is an elf.
Oh, God!
No. This guy is very different from what you're seeing. He is an elf.
Okay.
As I said, you obviously know what elves look like. He is 100% an elf from his features, but the eyes and the hair are not quite the same as any average elves would be.
Oh.
He goes, "All right. Well, game is up. Yeah, sure. I used a simple disguise to hide myself. I couldn't show my face everywhere, of course. But I assure you, I'm not a spy, not an enemy. I am, in fact, an ally. And I am here with my allies as well."
Okay,
Sits down.
ignoring...
I'm happy it's not him.
No, it's
That's all
not
I gotta
him.
say.
Yes.
Ignoring all of, the betrayal and stuff, do you have, like, a face that others would recognize?
You're asking him?
Yeah. Why was he a wizard? Face.
Theodric
Old man.
just smiles at Kipper and says no. And Sylvana steps up and says, "So, a trickster. So who are you? Why are you here? Are you joining us with this supposed band of heroes?" And Galarian interjects, and, "My lady, these are the heroes that you sent for. The people monastery." Looks between Perrin and Sylvana. Perrin goes, "Oh no. Down. I specifically ordered them. I have some things to discuss with them. But please, let's not start with the violence." Now,
Violence?
wizard, he looks at, "I don't know your face. My scribes don't know your face. The records don't know who you are. So I'm going to give you a chance to tell us right here. Now, same for you, to Rexmoa. Theodric is smiling at this and he says, "Oh, I assure you, my lizard companion, he's not wearing any illusion spell. Your fancy eyes of yours could already discern that."
I'm not this guy's companion.
Obviously. Dun dun dun.
I wish I could tell you who I am, where I'm from. This from everywhere. And as for who I am Theodore, and I am meant to be this meeting.
Who? Wait. What?
Okay, so he's a transcendental being or something.
He's a spirit.
Galarian glances over at Taurin specifically, since you're closer, and you about this.
Not at this reveal, but that he was a really strange man since we met him.
To nod. I assure you, Theodric goes, by the way, I assure you the information that I have here. Stand circumstances, and perhaps the circumstances of my friend here, are unusual. But we are here because we have a mission. Sylvana scoffed at Theodric's words. A trickster. Duty. Oh, why don't we go to the more pressing matters that are closer to us, and then we can decide if the guards will escort them or slay them.
Thoughts, anybody?
Baron speaks and says, we decide what these unknown folk. My scribes have detected an unusual arcane strength coming straight. My vision is blurred, not scribe too deep city. You can see that at the mention of his vision being, it gets a reaction from both Sylvana and Galarian. They both kind of eyes wide. Aaron continues, as I've been told by my scouts, the little I could get. There is something, Strail, a weapon so-called gods are building. You know what that's? No weapon I've ever seen disturbed my visions quite like this one. It's a matter of great concern. Sylvana goes, told you when probably building their little machines to seed lands, to raid our forests, to desecrate our lands for their little experiments. Galarian objects, and whatever the case may be, lords, I may get somebody infiltrating Strail. It is something that must be checked out. Baron stops him and he says, no, boy. I tried. Every single scout I've sent has returned dying. No information.
They die after they come back, or they die there?
Are you asking this in character?
Maybe I should ask this not in character.
Okay.
Because they come back dying. I just imagine they come back in perfect health.
Yes.
And that just immediately, like,
Just
ragdoll
die.
onto the floor at the moment they come back.
And Perrin continues and he goes, whatever this is, gods of Strail are hiding it very well. I fear for the safety of all the kingdoms. The Elven. Sylvanas adds, so that's it then. We amass an army of our own and we attack first. Hit them where they hurts the most.
I apologize, milady, but wouldn't that be fighting two wars on two fronts?
Sylvanas looks at you. And she goes, well, what do you suggest then, the rabbit?
Well, let's see. You have a defensive role against the Dwarven Kingdom, and there's no current hostilities with Port Strail, except for them just generally being awful. Maybe a recon mission with, I don't know, someone who cleared a monastery of ancient evil?
Sylvana, as you're speaking, grabs the scroll that was set on the table before, and she reads over Kipper, and she goes, an urchin from Mistbell trying to pass as a general. Oh, now I've heard it all. You see a little annoying Galarian's face. He goes, that's right. Perhaps our friends here could be of use. Lord Perrin, you have not revealed as to which purpose you called this group for. Perrin nods and goes, well, right. I should get to it then, now that our friends are revealed. Now, I have called you here because my scries saw what happened at the monastery. Saw Horus coming out. Now, you wouldn't happen to have any knowledge as to why it's there.
Well, Rexmoa will be the first one to speak up, I suppose. And he tries to be vague about it and states that, well, the Titans have been known to show themselves in times of dire need, and perhaps Horus simply decided that now was the time. We do not know how the Titans think. I simply pray to them and ask for their assistance.
Perrin laughs at what you just said. Goes, even through the truth has been revealed, you still lie. You know, the magic Titans. Very curious one. One that, with the correct knowledge, is able to be tracked, felt. I feel that magic is strong. What did Horus want?
Rexmoa narrows his eyes at Perrin and says simply, I was granted another chance at life. I don't know why, but it would appear that for some reason, Horus deems me important enough to keep on this earth, or this plane.
You can see Theodric this whole time has been smiling as he observes the exchange. And he goes, that's what I'm here to tell you. I have gathered these 4 adventurers here to help me gain the boons of the Titans. At the mention of this, all the 3 Elven generals look at each other. Goes, it's true. I summoned them because I saw their potential. And so far, not disappointed. He turns to look at Rexmoa. He goes, you didn't just find information. Monastery, have you?
What would he be implying?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of what to say.
No, you're good.
Yes. We found death and unworldly horrors while we were there as well. At your request, I might add.
Theodric smiles and nods at what you said. Goes, my lords, this charade has gone on for a bit too long. Lord Perrin, I'm pretty sure, very aware. But my friend here, gesturing to Rexmoa, has already bonded with one of the Titans. Galarian looks at the Titans really given their boons now? Theodric. Oh, yes. Something bad is going to happen. As I'm very aware, all of you. Sylvana says, why should I believe liar? Hide their face to even show up. You hide who you want us to believe. The tales of the ancient are true. Theodric goes. Theodric looks at Rexmoa. I have the proof right here. Perrin says, show us.
Just don't break any walls, Rexmoa.
Yeah. That'd be pretty bad.
Hmm. Rexmoa looks to Theodric and then looks to Perrin and just says, I am not aware of what you really expect from me. I'm figuring this out just as much as you all are. As a matter of fact, I was hoping I could figure it out outside the confines of this castle, but it appears that Oris has other plans.
At the mention of Oris, Perrin gives a kind of an acknowledging smile. So, how do we know he's not lying? The Chosen.
Oh.
Maybe I'm not the Chosen. I don't really think I would want to be the Chosen, to be quite honest with you. I was always a disciple of Ixus, so I'm not sure why Oris would pluck me from the realm and decide to nurture me in their nest. I think the more important matter to discuss at hand is not theorizing whether or not my what my arcane abilities are, but perhaps this next course of action. It's like you all said. If this prophecy is indeed on its way to fulfilling itself, and the Titans are on the verge of madness and destruction, perhaps we have a better use of our time than poking and prodding at an old lizard.
Theodric looks at you with a smile. You feel Rexmoa, his gaze, and you can see the glowing eyes that he has looking straight at you. And I want you to give me, what can we... I want you to give me a wisdom saving.
Ooh boy. My favorite.
Be wise.
Oh,
okay.
not today, wizard.
That's a
Okay.
good one.
Very good, very good. Rexmoa, you feel something trying to claw into your mind. And kind of shake your head a little, dissipates. However, Rexmoa, in your pocket, you can feel this loving warmth sensation coming from your stone has turned to fear inside.
Hmm. Yeah, Rexmoa, he certainly feels the change in the stone, but he tries his best not to like react and reach for it, and simply stares Theodric down and says, I don't really understand why we're even entertaining someone who had to sneak and deceive their way onto the high table. So if we are to continue this meeting, perhaps we should do it in an official capacity. Which is to say, invited guests only, maybe? He just
Theodric.
stares at Theodric.
Theodric grins at what you just said. And feeling defeated does his trick. He nods and he goes, all right. See, I am not wanted. My chosen have decided to stray from their path.
I have a suspicion we'll find it without you.
I have suspicion that we'll find you without wanting to.
That may be the case, he says. But I think you're right, and he stands up. Goes around, goes, I believe the meeting for me is over. Can whatever tactic, see each other soon. And he walks over to the guards. The guards just open the door for him, and Sylvanas makes them a little gesture, and guards kind of follow. Has left. Sylvanas goes, now that the trickster is out, would you mind telling us why you, looking at Rexmoa, why do we not know nothing about
you? Well, I'm not really someone worth knowing about. Just a humble scholar, archaeologist. Unless your unless your court requires someone well versed in sociology and digging through bones and pottery, I doubt you would have heard of me.
Sylvanas go, looking at Galarian. So that's it. Brought merchants, vagabonds to the table. And Galarian says, my lady, no, that's not the case. They defeated a creature that was, by all means, something never seen before. It looks demonic. It from out of this world. Could not tell you how they did it, but they are as strong as they say. He glances over at, says, and I know Lord Perrin would agree. One summoning. Perrin just nods, and he says, boy is correct. Whatever connection you may have, Boris, it's helped you. Now, need it to help us. Sylvanas sighs. She goes, I guess these people. So, a weapon, said Aaron. My scouts have also noticed some unusual, some sort of cult. Robed individuals. Smell of sulfur. Up to no good. This time, saw them attempting to burn down a village near the outskirts. We dealt with them swiftly. But this magic, it was something different, volatile, wild.
We've sadly made acquaintance with them as well. That's actually one of the reasons why our friend is in a coma currently.
The Galarian nods at. They speak truth, Sylvana. Have one of their companions healing wounds in a very bad state. Sylvana says, whatever they want to call themselves may be, I don't see them as a threat. Easily dispatchable. Going to double our patrols, have them removed on site. Force is necessary.
There is one concern with them having the ability to self-destruct, so you might want some sort of wards, like warding spells potentially, to keep that from happening if you are escorting them off the premises.
You think I don't know this, little rabbit? You think
I don't
my
know,
troops...
you speak rather arrogant to me.
She stops whatever she was saying and she looks at both Perrin. Is this insubordination what you have brought here?
With all due respect, my lady, we are worried for the safety of your people. This cult of fire, they believe that one good deed must be done with a bad one. For every good thing that you do, they will follow up, over and over and over. Just dealing with a couple of them here and there will not be enough. You have to take them out all at once, or they will spring up once more. My friend here is just trying to help.
So what is this, another side? This upcoming war? Says, they say it's true. It's a good idea to see friends know. Try to understand the enemy very well. Sylvana interjects. Anna waves at. Oh, right. Of course you're on the side. Don't think we don't. Your little escapade.
Oh.
Perrin is silent, just observing. Galerian at her again. He says, with all due respect, my lady, whatever I do in my time, it's my own concern. Honestly. So, you four adventurers, do you offer to our council?
We bring knowledge, and I will produce the damaged scroll that we found in the monastery.
Okay. Which one would that be?
The one that has the what's it called? The prophecy. In the beginning, Crenia's heart was whole and flawless.
Given you. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. It is a damage scroll. Perfect. Okay. And what are you doing with it? Are you like setting it on the table? Are you handing it to somebody?
Since I'm beside Perrin and Perrin loves scrolls, I will unfold it and hand it to Perrin.
Okay, as you unfold the scroll and hand it over to Perrin, Perrin is staring at you, but he is not taking it directly.
All right, and then I will just place it in front of him.
Now he reaches over to opens. You can see his eyes moving as if he. Oh, the ancient prophecy of the stones. So, the knowledge that you've brought me about the stones, why is it, Sire, stone is a power no mortal should attain?
We do not desire them ourselves, but we do think they will prove relevant to the prophecy at hand. You know, for all their faults, Theodric has been pretty consistent with their findings in the monastery, and perhaps they have a point in the importance on finding those chosen by the Titans.
And when you find all of them, then
I wish I could tell you, but in my time on the field, I've found that perhaps sometimes the answers you receive aren't for the questions that you ask. And I simply think that being proactive in locating these supposed chosen may be in the best interest of all the kingdoms.
parents also what he said. What nonsense. Everything is written. Knowledge. And you see him raise both hands and put him and start making gestures as he is murmuring. And after a few seconds of this clearly spell casting he's doing, he stops. And a few seconds later, the door opens and you see another elven male with a robe coming in with a large book, a very, very big, ancient book. He just drops it on the table and just kind of bows and almost immediately just kind of runs away. Perrin moves over and grabs the book and just, you can see from the angle that you are seeing it, Rexmoa, you can see some illustrations of the Titans and itself, like Gator. Now, this is the ancient prophecy, how world was created. If what your acquaintance, we'll call it, Theodric, said was right, were in the search of the four chosen, was his purpose to unify Creator again? You can tell he's not paying attention to you, but like reading.
Oh. He's just saying it rhetorically.
No, he's actually asking, but he is not paying attention to you. Reading the.
That is.
Doing
Oh.
research. Oh, sorry. I'm just looking at the documents that we have before. You can say what you were gonna say.
Oh, okay. That is what he had claimed to us. Now, I'm not entirely sure of what is and what isn't with him, considering that this entire time we thought he was an old man. But yes, what he claims is that we need to reunite Crenia again before the Titans lay waste to the world to create it again, I believe. I didn't really believe in any of this stuff until rather recently, so I'm still pretty new to it.
You can see Perrin is still like reading the book, and as he stops on a page, he flips it over towards Sylvana and Galarian and just kind of slides them. They move closer to read the page, just kind of look at each other. All of you guys on the table would be able to see that in the page, besides the elven text that is written all over the page, you can see the image of just a random person holding what would look to be a stone and some kind of glow coming. To take a second to read the page that parents delivered to them. And Sylvana goes, huh. Well, that sounds useful. Galarian adds great advantage in battle, but we need all of them. And Sylvana's replies, yes, but our friends here are going to help us. And just nods and turns to the group. The stones hold great power, as I'm pretty sure you are aware. However, this is not kind. This magic is primal, raw. This is the magic of Titans. Something that could aid us if we were to suffer. Sylvana's adds, so here to find chosen, I would want to bring the chosen to me with the stones so we could have an advantage against our adversaries.
Excuse me, High Council, may I propose a train of thought?
Go ahead.
What if your, let's say, neighbors at Port Strail and is it Galrathir? Galvathir?
Galvathir.
Yeah, and Galvathir. What if they're not amassing an army for an invasion, but perhaps they also have some knowledge of what is to come, and they have a similar idea to you all. That they're trying to be the first to gather these chosen few in an attempt to seize power.
Well, then we would just have to make sure we have more stones than them now, do we? There are 4 stones. If the hard-headed dwarves want one, they can keep it. Humans, the machines want another one, they can keep it. But if we get the remaining 2, we would have an advantage again.
Hold on, you said if the humans want another one. Do they already have one?
Baron interjects and he says, for all we know, could already be hiding. My vision cannot enter this interference zone.
With all due respect, High Council, for all we know, these stones could be simply useless without all of them together.
Galarian is reading the book as you guys speak. He finds a specific part of the script and kind of taps it and says, no, my friend, you're wrong. Even the stones alone have a fraction of the power the Titan has. Just the stone would cause so much destruction, chaos. I think
Rexmoa tenses up a bit upon hearing this theory.
And continues, I think we should try it if each one of our, let's call them enemies for now, factions, have a stone, then you are the ones that are being left behind. Sylvana says, so then we double our efforts to bring the stones to us. what better way to control such power than the High Council of Elves? Aaron adds, if the humans in Strail already have a stone, then we would need to act fast. The dwarves are too rough to possess such a magical art. Highly doubt they to wield such power. But that is only 2 of them. What about the remaining 2?
There is an issue that has not been considered. Something I think we're all forgetting in some aspect. There was a reason why we began to search for these fragments of Crenia. It is not for power. It is not to give to you or another faction. In the coming days, it's possible that the blazing mountains might burst, that our lands be swallowed by sea and ocean. People running from fire sprouting from the earth itself. Machinations of Shrael could be an issue as well. The very ground could split open if we do not bring them all together. We're trying to stop chaos itself. We all have to work together here. This isn't man versus man.
Sylvanas scoffs at this last thing. Oh, man versus man, that is the most common tragedy. However, we are elves, we are not men.
You are elves, but I'm pretty sure you still die when, you know, a volcano erupts, or you drown, or the various different things that he just described in that sentence.
Galarian was reading the book still as he stops in another page and picks up the book to read a little more. Goes, my lords, our heroes may be right. There is a possibility this could all go very wrong. The Titans will unleash their fury onto the world itself in a clean. I believe that holding these stones would do more bad than good. Sylvanas adds, nonsense. We need that power. Are you suggesting that we should just be vulnerable against our enemy when they probably possess some of the strongest magic in the world? Sorry, kid. Your judgment is clear. Perhaps for some of your fancy sparring dates.
And what makes you presume that you are more worthy than any of these other groups or dynasties in the area? Although you've lived a while, it doesn't necessarily seem you've put all of that to wisdom.
Rexmoa will interject.
You can see as Kipper was continuing to speak, Sylvanas was getting pissed.
Yeah.
I apologize for the outburst by my companion, Lady Sylvanas. He is simply someone with a large heart who seeks to help everyone. I understand that you and the High Council, your priorities lie with the elves and with your territories, and I also, me and my companions, can recognize this is not a debate space.
Kipper did not get the memo.
Oh no.
Sylvana takes a deep breath. Says, sure. But accounts of me, I would not be sitting down waiting for the next army to come in, destroy our cities, destroy our forests, take everything we hold dear. So even you are to help obtain the stones, then I will do it myself. And let it be known, I'm not going to be so merciful. I will not tolerate mongrels to come and insult me in my... Glances over it.
I'm going to not look at Lady Sylvana at all. I'm just going to address the council and be like, I would like to remind the council that in this situation, our interests are served directly to the Titans and saving the world. We are different people from many different places, so we are not aligning ourselves with any one person as much as we are aligning ourselves with whatever will save the most sentient lives. So whatever agendas you may have, it doesn't really concern us as long as they don't get in the way of preserving life.
Galarian sets the book down, just close. Nods at what Kipper says, showing a small smile. He goes, Lord, afraid they're right. I think we should test the patience of the Titans or their strength by stones. If the Titans are to wake up, erase us from what sense does it have to amass armies? What would weapons do? I believe that he glances over at the group. I believe that we should help friends in their quest for Crenia. If the creator itself is the one who can stop the Titan. Karen would add, I can sense your bias, kid. Fortunately, I do believe possessing the power will give us an advantage this upcoming.
There will be no elves, there will be no humans, there will be no dwarves if we let chaos happen. Your people will be destroyed if Crenia is not restored. Regardless of what wars occur, regardless of how much of an army you amass.
Sylvana's scoffs at saying, I've already spoken my piece. If you help us, then we'll do it ourselves.
I believe there's a word that applies in this situation. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but touche. And with that, that's pretty much all Kipper has to say.
Galarian says, I implore you, my lords, consider this idea of power, this goal. I really would like to see chaos. And say, as our ancient text picked, Please. You need to see this for what it is. This is a crisis that affects everybody. Erin says, that may be so. However, with the power, would be able to crush our enemies and take their stones, and then we would be able to save the world ourselves. Then what? Simple idea of peace amongst the nations. It's not possible, kid. War is imminent. We need to have the upper hand. Sylvanas is nodding. Erin saying,
for Bithius' sake, what you're suggesting is killing other races and your own. Even if you were to eventually succeed, how many people would you use in that effort? Would it truly be worth it? It wouldn't. You need to keep in mind that however many people you have, each and every one of them is important. They're vital to your country, your cities.
Galarian is nodding. Ambrose is saying, and Sylvanas stands up. She goes, enough. This is not a debate. Myself and Lord Perrin have already chosen. And as the majority of the High Elven Council, our world shall be done. And we will tolerate no opposition. You can see Galarian trying to shake his head a little disappointed. Saying,
Rexmoa.
Rexmoa puts both his hands on the table and says, well, I was hoping perhaps we could get along more organically, but there's a time and place for everything. And like I said, knowledge is power. So allow me to propose something, your lady and lordship.
and Harry gives you an acknowledging nod.
We may not be in possession of any of the stones as of yet, but, and I apologize to the rest of my companions, I have the knowledge of where you could find the Stone of Oris, and who the Chosen might be.
And Perrin, looks a little interested in what you're saying. Saying, where would that be?
Well, I would love to share, of course, but as any good deal and any good bargain, I believe we have something to offer for one another. I do not ask that our ideals align, but our goals can. Can they not?
Sylvana looks at, says, just say what you want. Don't try to speak it.
Sorry, your ladyship. I simply request that you provide us resources and assistance along our journey to, 1, determine the going on in the other kingdoms, and 2, help us track down the other chosen and the stoneholders. And in exchange, I'll guarantee you the information. And I'm sure with leadership as capable as yours and as resources and as knowledge as vast as yours, you'll be able to secure it easily.
She looks at you but shakes it. Your compliments fall on deaf ears. But I guess could bear some resources. If what you say is true. She glances over at Galerian. You're more familiar with these? Pretty sure you can spare some. Galerian goes, right, yes, I could, of course, but you have to understand. And she raises a hand, kind of quieting him. She goes, I did not ask for your opinion on the matter. Decide it. And Galerian just kind of nods. And she looks over again at Rexmoa. You will have our help. We want the info.
Kipper just wants to put in one more 2 cents in there.
Go for it, Kipper.
Not to make matters worse, but I'm just gonna ask, my lord Taurin, why necessarily did you request that we come here, especially considering that our wills do not align?
You were probably one of the few people to witness a Titan that is still alive. So I needed information.
That's straightforward
Okay.
enough. Oh, I wasn't gonna say anything bad.
Thank goodness. Okay.
Yeah, I have no axe to grind with Taurin.
I think I'm ready for this. For this interesting tale
Okay,
to be woven.
okay.
All right, Rexmoa sighs and says, when Oris spoke to me, I was given a vision of some mountaintop with an idle village in it. I can only assume that that may be where their chosen might be, or something related to the stone. I couldn't quite ascertain the specific location, but I believe it may be some remote place between here and Galvathir, high atop the Wicked Mountains. Somewhere we can feel the breeze on your face, the power of the winds, the domain of Oris.
Give me a deception.
All right, Oris, I'm gonna need your help, buddy. If there was ever, I know we're new at this thing, but if there was ever a time to help me out, now is it.
Can you use advantage?
How would you give him advantage?
I don't know, like for his role, just press advantage.
Kipper just
No.
Kipper pisses him off so much.
Oh, I'm not asking in Kipper voice.
If you do
Okay.
have guidance, you could give him guidance.
Is that a
Oh.
noticeable action?
Maybe it is a noticeable action. But for the sake of it, I will say that it is not. Because I feel like, well, it's kind of dumb how they make it in the actual game. So I would say that it is.
I do not have guidance.
All
or
right.
is that in spells?
It's a cantrip.
Oh,
I could have sworn that you casted something when we were in the monastery to help out with the rolls. but
That
I'm
is
not-
bless, but bless is
Okay,
for
that's
saving
different.
throws and.
Okay. Okay, well, let's do this.
Alright,
Regular ass
deception
roll.
check.
Dude, I got all the bad rolls out yesterday. We're on a hot streak.
You've got a couple good rolls already, so let's see what happens.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay. Alright. Aaron goes. That makes sense.
Woo!
Sylvana
funny
nods.
in real life.
Sylvana nods and goes, very well. If R go to this village, find the chosen, return it to us with the stone, and we will all be good. However, if double cross us, I believe we'll be wishing for 1,000 deaths before.
Rexmoa almost chuckles to himself because he's already died twice, but he keeps it on the inside.
Okay.
Excuse me? I feel like you divulged more.
I mean,
Was that spoilers?
no, we already talked about this.
No,
You died more than once?
It happened.
Huh? You know, yeah. Our whole conversation after the monastery.
Oh my goodness, you did die twice. Okay. Yeah, I merged the two together for some reason.
Correct.
Okay. And
It was a couple more times.
yeah, Rexmoa just says, but of course, my ladyship, the truth always prevails.
Truth always prevails. Then it's settled. These 4 adventurers will be under Elven Council's mandate to find the stones and bring it back. Of course, I, Lady Sylvana, declare that if they were to cross us, the punishment would be extremely severe. And Perrin, I agree. Galarian stays quiet.
Gentle reminder that, once again, we are in the interests of preserving life. So as long as that aligns with your goal, then it will align with ours.
Sylvana just kind of dismisses what you said. She goes, now, we to try and find, get through your mission interfere. Australia. We need to find out who is this chosen that has the stone, if there is any, or what is the weapon. will deal with the dwarves once our allies bring stone. And Galarian goes, stood. Lord Perrin, if I may be so bold as to ask a favor. Perrin goes, speak. Well, in the interest of sorry about that. In of our allies, one of them have asked if talk to your scribes, get some information about a person they want to know. And Perrin thinks about it for a second, and he goes, suppose we can not?
I'll just like start like coughing slightly. It's like completely unexpected and didn't see this happening during the meeting. It was like
Sylvanas again goes, very well. We're done discussing. Think we can finish this meeting. Allies here have a job to do. So I will see to it. There you go, with haste. Because if our enemies attack us first, then there will not be any mercy from any of us. All the other 2 Elven council members stand up, kinda nod. Lord Galarian says, present here then shall declare this council is finished. Thank you, Lord and Lady. My friends here invited. He bows and everybody else bows, and Galarian kinda gestures to out of the sea, walks along.
Yeah, Rexmoa will bow, your lady, your lordship. Thank you all for your time. And then start making their way towards the exit.
Yeah, the guards just open the doors for you, and you guys are able to exit, and no problem. You see on the outside, everything is as you guys saw it.
Are they gone?
Who?
The...
You guys are out of the room with Galarian.
Okay.
You have not seen Perrin or Sylvana exit the room.
Okay.
Galarian's just kind of walking you through the castle. He sighs and says, that could have been way worse, I suppose. It's still not good, but it's definitely not bad either.
They plan war when there's already a war against the very people.
Galarian sighs and I wish I could have done more, but I was outnumbered. It's tradition that all of our votes count, so unfortunate I was the minority in this situation.
Have you
That's
potentially...
quite all right. Well, You can speak first.
Oh, okay. No, you, because I have something that might dialogue out.
It's quite all right. Lord Galarian, I know that as far as attitudes go, yours tends to be the exception among the nobility. And to be honest, I agree. As drawn out as it was, the ending was a bit more productive than I was expecting.
He nods and gives you a little bow.
Aaron is generally what I expect from an older man, but yeah, Silvana's just a wanker generally. So
He's going to shh. The guards are around the palace, but I ask you to not say those things out loud.
I apologize.
Yes.
Probably shouldn't whisper the apology and like loudly use bad words in a public place. Have you maybe considered sending a small diplomatic envoy, maybe even in secret, to the Dwarven Kingdom? Maybe get some insider's info into what's going on over there?
Valerian nods and he says, now that aware of the situation, I think that is the next course of action. Goes for both Strail and Galvathy.
Yeah.
They need to
'Cause
understand that when
Honestly, I feel like with dwarves and elves, it's just personal grudge against each other, but with Port Strail, it seems to be a deep-seated fear or anger of everything that isn't human. So I think that you honestly have a better chance with the dwarves.
we'll see. There are some diplomatic people still in this world. And he turns over to Taurin and he says,
Torn will say, I'm fine. There's just a lot to kind of mull over.
I did tell you they were going to be quite the characters.
Indeed you did.
So I understand that companions want me to help supply you. I will. Supplies of the town are at your disposal, within reason, of course. And I do whatever I can to your mission.
Any help is appreciated. Ugh.
I just hope it doesn't come to anything. It's something that I'll have to think about a lot. But definitely, we'll be sending my envoys to speak on our behalf.
Honestly, we always knew the cards were going to be against us, so just knowing that we have one kind person in our corner definitely removes a partial of the load.
He bows at you, Kipper, and says, I am glad I can be considered an ally as well. Draw this doubt is my intention.
You're also pretty rad and stuff, so you should put that as a chip on your shoulder. Is that how the saying goes? I didn't go to English class.
Perhaps, says with a laugh at Kipper's. So, I'm pretty sure you want some time to think everything through. And, well, I will have my men ready to bring supplies. In the meantime, you're always welcome to stay. At least as long as you can. I would not like to see you off so soon. He mentions this to the group, but the glance ends on...
Most gracious of you. For the supplies. We'll see what we can do with time.
Right. You know, he was walking with you through the castle until you guys reached the gates, and the same guards are there. He just kind of nods, and the guards already start returning your equipment. Everything is as you left it. However, Theodric's staff is still there.
Can Taurin go and pick it up?
Sure can.
Don't mind
All
if
right.
I do.
Kind of like a meta player thing. We only have 2 magic people in our party, right?
Mhm.
Does anyone have any like detect magic or detect if whoever picks this up that's not the Odric is gonna like blow up type deal?
Oh, you know what? Let me check.
I'm pretty sure Kipper does.
Dang
Well, either
nabbit, no,
way.
I don't.
I know that you have like detect poison or something along the
I
lines of
have
that.
detect poison and disease, and then I have detect
Hmm.
evil and good. So I can detect whether the spell is evil or
Staff
good.
of ambiguous morality.
Well,
Ah.
it seems like the staff is good, but it's also going to explode.
So if you would like
just
to
want it.
detect any sort of magic, instead of using the spell, I will allow you to do an arcana check. Whoever is touching it, in this case Taurin, if you want to see if this is good or bad.
Do I have something like that in my... I don't think I do.
Yes, everybody has arcana. It's a normal skill check.
Or just Arcana? Oh, just the regular skill stuff. That's... hello. Yeah. It's okay. Arcana it is.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
why does it keep doing it?
Oh, you may have... I'll mess with sheet sometimes. It's that. But okay. We're gonna take the first result, unfortunately, because that's fair.
That's fine.
With a 5, you can tell there is a magical property, the staff. However, you do not know if it's good.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to take the gamble and I'm going to pick it up.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up like all of my things, and then stash them away into my, I'm assuming, Mary Poppins style backpack.
Bag of holdings.
Bag of holdings.
Perfect. Yeah. I mean, you guys can get yourselves all your stuff. You guys are geared up again.
Take a sigh of relief when I grab my sword. I'll like look at the blade, checking to see if there's been any like marks on it or anything since.
No, there's nothing. Like, they've just had it there. So as you guys are out of the this barricade, not barricade, I don't know, this checkpoint that the guards have made with Galarian, they kind of gets out a little bit into castle grounds, and he goes, well, I think I'll have to do some more talking with my companions. See them off their lands. So
I apologize if I didn't necessarily make that easy today.
don't worry. I already knew it was not going to be an easy day.
Oh.
So the Galarian says, "So yes, you're welcome to stay. Oh, I will have your equipment soon. Search for you. You're going to be staying at the same room, I assume."
ZJ, question for you.
Uh-huh.
for the supplies he's going to drop off for our party, can we make requests of what we'd like to have, or is he just going to drop off whatever it is?
I was thinking more of like he's just gonna let you choose.
Let us choose what we want.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
I
he's
assure you, Galarian, this love potion is very important for the quest.
Very.
it's very
indeed.
important for you to drink it as
Spiders need
well.
love too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So do hags.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I do believe we don't have to continue searching for the hag, though, because I believe we found it.
I mean, we could. Fun bonus objective.
I
No,
mean,
I
if
was-
you guys
I
want
was-
to.
I was talking about Sylvana.
Galarian laughs at what you just said.
Rude. I like it.
I don't necessarily understand her place in power. Is this like she's like from a family and she just kind of it was passed down to her? Because the only things I get the sense of are entitlement and general arrogance.
She's very power hungry. I don't like that about her.
Well, Sylvanas is from a very long line of strong and very short-fused. So it is only, natural that she would be the same. Pretty sure that predecessor would probably be the same. So
Yeah, and in nature, frogs eat the babies, but I don't necessarily call it very peachy.
good analogy. Yes. Interesting. Anyways, friends, my allies, I think I'll let you be. Do my diligences as the Lord. And I will call upon you. Supplies are gathered so you can choose what. Seeing all of you around asks, but again, gaze finished on Taurin.
We'll see.
Farewell, yes, for my lord.
Are you saying that, Kipper, in character?
No, that's not my Kipper voice.
I don't know. May want to be a gremlin.
No, I can't turn into a gremlin. I'm already short.
Nah, it's good.
Maybe.
Maybe that's what Taurin will say.
Galarian nods and
There you go.
he moves over closer to Taurin, just places a hand on her shoulder. Just gives her a smile. He takes a second there and then just slowly backs away and, heads back into the castle.
Fare thee well.
You'll kiss him again.
And yes, you guys are now town again.
I'm
What
gonna
we
like
gonna do?
look at Rexmoa and be like, "Do you think I was a bit too much?"
Have you ever-
I don't. I don't think you need to answer that. He took too long.
I was just doing the famous
Uh,
Rexmoa thing, and I have a metaphor.
Wait, tell me, what were you gonna?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, Kipper, have you ever played dice?
Coincidentally, I have. Looks at my D&D dice.
When you have the advantage, do you declare it for everyone in the alley to hear?
I don't think you know when you have an advantage when it comes to...
I should have said a card game. I'm saying that as a player. Well, let's say, okay. No, I'm not going to rewind. I'm committing. When you... Huh. Yeah. Huh. When the dice are loaded, do you tell anyone? Does anyone tell you?
How do you load a die?
Is this like a real question? Is this a Kipper question?
This is a Kipper
Oh,
question.
boy.
Like he's just
okay.
confused.
Okay, okay, Rexmoa is going to back it up. Alright, you know, let's change the game. My point being, you don't have to show your hand at the table as soon as the opportunity presents itself. I am not going to fault you for being passionate or noticing the flaws in our Lord and Lordess. But, as we discussed, this is bigger than us, Kipper.
I understand. I didn't, I guess with Perrin, I didn't have any problems. I felt like Sylvana, before the meeting had happened, she had already made her mind up. But
And-
that didn't necessarily help with, assuading Perrin's, thoughts, I guess, how I dealt with. Whatever her face is, I don't care, she was basic anyway. But yeah, she just nobles are a dime a dozen, to be honest.
That much is true. And you know what the funny thing about nobles is? They always think they have the upper hand.
Yeah. The world
I'm
can
not-
crumble around them and somehow it wouldn't affect them.
That's exactly right. And I don't necessarily... As contradictory as it might seem, I don't necessarily view Perrin and Sylvanas as evil, but perhaps misguided.
Yeah, no, I don't think she's a bad person. Except I think she's a bad person, but I don't think she's an evil person. She doesn't intend to do harm, she just doesn't think about the consequences.
Indeed. And I think the role to play in our story is to simply help us out in whatever way we could have leveraged, which was my hope for the meeting. And although we had to, let's say, extend our knowledge in different ways, I mean, we're not sitting in a jail cell at the moment. So I consider that a victory. And...
That could change. We are going to Port Strail.
Player question. Didn't they request for us to go to the place in the mountains that Rexmoa
You
said?
guys are supposed to get the stone from the place in the mountain.
Oh. Nuh-uh. I don't know why. I thought you already had Oris's stone.
He does.
Are you talking to me as a player?
As a player, yeah.
Oh.
Because yes, Rexmoa does have the Stone of Oris, but no one knows about it except Rexmoa and possibly the Odric.
Oh, okay.
Well, you've kind of showed it to everybody once.
Yeah,
it
but they
happened.
don't.
Right,
They don't
right,
know.
right. They don't know
yeah,
it is
yeah.
the. Okay, right, understood.
Yeah.
Although I would assume party members would have a sneaking suspicion because you did acquire that stone directly after the giant bird coughed you up or something.
Yeah, that is a fair.
Their assessment.
That is a fair assessment, but Rexmoa has not outwardly stated what he believes this stone to be.
Understood.
In all fairness. Huh.
Okay.
So, I think this perhaps might be our last night in Galrenthier. For the better, I would say. So, if we have any business to take care of, I think now's the time. I do have one item on the list, perhaps, that is important. And I'm hoping that perhaps with the favor we just carried with our Lord and Lordess, maybe we can leverage the alchemist to help our friend Jory.
I agree. Although I do feel like she would definitely I feel like it would help if we defeated the hag and then she gave us money and then helped us with Jory. Do you think that is that a quid pro quo situation, or?
Oh, no doubt.
Because we don't have money.
Not a lot of it.
In terms
That's what
of
you
money,
would say,
we don't
like
have money.
always.
In terms of money, we have none. I'm just trying to think of how best to leverage our newly gained assistance, let's say. Because once we leave the walls of Galrenthier, I don't think they're going to be sending us any gifts on our way to the mountains.
How are they gonna help us on the way? Are they gonna give us stuff now, or are they gonna send a bird or a random person?
Your guess is as good as mine, Kipper.
I'm pretty creative. I can think of a few different ways that it could happen.
Well, if you were to ask me, you have someone.
Bears, probably a horse, maybe a train.
I don't think elves are quite there in the technology tree.
It's a magic train. Oh, I said that as
Sounds
Kipper.
magical.
Wait, Rexmoa knows what a train is?
That's a good
Are
question.
trains in Crenia?
Let's say
You're an
yes. I mean,
archaeologist.
I did read the tour guide to Port Strail, so perhaps I have somewhat knowledge. I don't even know if trains exist in this world. We're
There
just kind
are
of
no trains,
we're
unfortunately.
riffing.
Maybe there was a train in one of the previous iterations of the world, and you have archaeology, oh, what's this strange contraption?
This is obviously used in mating rituals.
Oh god.
That's a very large. How do you wear that?
That's
All right. Yeah. Does anyone have any business they want to take care of? Any random encounters they want to get into?
So we need to take care of the hag, but we also need to speak to Scry. Is it Scries or Scribes?
Scribes.
I wasn't talking to you.
Okay,
ominous voice in
fine.
the sky.
Oh, shut up then.
Oh.
I believe you're talking about the scribes, Kipper.
Okay.
I suppose maybe a little adventure for old time's sake.
I do want to defeat a hag after speaking to a hag.
Catharsis.
She did have good style, though.
Okay, would it be possible for us to have this mini adventure before nightfall?
Oh, totally. You guys are in the, what's it called? You guys, it's still morning, so you have time.
Okay, yeah, we can seize the day. I mean,
Okay.
Sure, the meeting lasted a couple hours. It was very tense, but no, it's still morning. You guys have the whole day.
It felt like it lasted the entire freaking day.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
I mean,
take our anger out on a lady in the woods. Wait. No.
Not like
That's too late. You already said it. We gotta go.
Dang
We
it.
gotta go do it.
no,
So-
no.
So the hag is to the north, right?
Correct. Deeper into the woods.
Is there a north gate?
No. There is a east and west
Hmm.
and south.
Look at this.
So let's take
map.
south. That'll be the fastest way.
I think I would propose the east gate, since I know the west gate leads towards the coast. I mean, we might encounter something as well out there. Don't we need like a spider's toe or something? Oh, yeah.
No, it's,
We gotta milk a spider.
Dark mushroom, spider venom, and hagnik.
Okay,
yeah.
I think the spiders were to the
Mushroom
south,
lore.
and the mushrooms were in the east. We're just turning them
Let's
Correct,
go
correct.
to the
money and profit.
west. The west.
I have the locations written down. I think they're correct.
Yep, you are correct.
I would like to go west.
Yeah, if I remember,
It's like
yeah,
east.
hag is to the north, and the spiders are either to the south or to the east.
No, south. That's
Okay,
what I
yeah,
noticed.
south stands for spider. Of course.
And I didn't. The only thing I didn't have was the dark mushrooms. I didn't have the location of those.
I presume to the east. All right, well, let's do it. I suppose. How would we get there from the castle? I don't know.
Well, you guys
yeah,
know that
well,
like, it's past the main plaza because the castle is the castle grounds and the main plaza. It's over there, like very very large area where you saw like entertainers and all that sort of stuff. Then it starts going towards like the more residential areas, the markets and all of that. Past the rivers, as you did before, you can just head the main roads and just diverge east, west, or south depending on which gate you want to go.
I hope we see some funny characters in the plaza.
That guy has a big nose.
At this point now, you're in the castle grounds outside of the castle, of course. The castle being the open space that the castle grounds, I mean, being the open space that it is. It's only closed on the inside. I will say, as you guys are walking into the main plaza, okay, that's a funny one. Okay, as you guys are walking into the main plaza, you are trying to head out into the gate, and you see a lady, an elven lady that is very distressed, looking around, like kind of walking in circles, huffing, like, oh, no.
Hmm.
We gotta talk to this elven lady.
What about that elven lady?
Oh, sorry.
And as you guys approach, she, she's like looking around, and she turns and sees all of you, and seeing your clothes and your faces, she goes, "Are you adventurous?"
Ma'am, I am a scholar and disciple of Ixus.
Right. She just kind of doesn't look at you, and then looks at Ambrose and Kipper and Taurin, who are dressed more like adventurers, and she goes, "Are you adventurous? Are you willing to take a job for money?"
Well, we're currently on a job right now, but we're willing to hear.
Right, okay. Well, I have an issue. I have somebody that needs to be bring back because they stole from me.
Oh,
Stealing is bad.
that is bad.
I might not be an adventurer, but I'm interjecting.
Yes.
Rexmoa like looks directly at me and Taurin.
Now, look, I was here yesterday. I having a fun time when this so rude bard stole from me. Band of travelers, and now I can't find them. probably left. I know they cannot be far away.
It's Robin Hood.
This bard, can you describe them?
Oh, sure, yes. Short, tabaxi, kind of look like you, he said to Taurin.
Was he hot and shirtless?
Yes, he was.
In fact, yes.
Accompanied by red-haired lady about the same size, elf.
Did he make the vague proposal to perform entertaining activities with you?
Yes, he did, yes.
This sounds like none of my business.
I thought you were not an adventurer. What am I even talking to you? Okay, she just
Rexmoa just turns around, but is paying attention to what everyone else is saying.
So he stole my money from me, and now I want him back here so he can pay the money and get him to jail.
So this seems like a pretty talented person. We may be able to bring you the money back, but I don't entirely know about bringing the person per se back.
How much did he steal?
Oh, point purse, I don't know. 100 something? I didn't count, really. It just was taken from me.
And how were you going to pay us?
Well, I have my money. What do you think I am? I don't carry all my money when I'm going out.
It's just a question.
Yeah, well, the question is not helping me find the people that I'm looking for, okay?
Well, we can always keep it in mind as we go on. If we find any of these shady individuals, we'll be
Please.
sure to...
Please bring him back. Please.
Could you give us your name by any chance?
Sure. But I have to find a name because I didn't fucking think of a name for this NPC.
Just on the fly. Go,
Linda.
go. Think of
Linda.
Okay, Linda.
Linda.
Linda. Her name is Linda. It's short for Belinda.
It's Linda, yes. Now it is, yes.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Linda. We'll keep our eyes out and see if we can find him before we leave the city, because we are leaving relatively shortly.
Goodness.
Oh, you are? Oh, well. Please, if you find him, bring him back. Okay?
Will do.
Thank you. Really appreciate you. Can I get your names?
My name's Kipper. Points at you guys.
Taurin.
Sorry.
I
think
Ambrose. It's too important.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to know who I'm addressing and then I'm supposed to pay after the job is done. Oh, yes, I should probably say, don't rough him up. I would like to show him myself.
Are you going to beat him up or like make out? I'm confused.
No. Just do your job, okay?
Okay.
We'll find them. No worries.
She's like, don't hurt the pretty boy.
It's like just it's fine.
Yeah, that's the moneymaker right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the face.
Not the smolder.
Not us.
And you can see she sighs, kind of relieved, and she just starts going her way.
Let us go west,
Mm-hmm.
which is both east and west.
Correct.
Or we could travel on Horn in bear form, and she climbs over the northern wall.
It's kind of demeaning.
Wow.
Also, these walls are huge.
Yeah.
You'd have to turn into a mountain goat for that.
Yes. Also, I am pretty sure that the bear form would only be able to carry one of you.
Aww. I'm
It is-
imagining
it
like
is
a massive,
possible.
like
It
a larger than normal bear.
But
Yeah.
Ursula bear.
It is possible for you to you know, ride on a bear, especially if it's a druid, but it is it's only gonna be one, because you are a normal sized bear.
I was about to make a Baldur's Gate 3 joke by what
would-
you just said,
Oh
but
my goodness.
No.
take it
I
back.
I know exactly what you're gonna say, Mister.
Because with Taurin, it's Flim. It's Oz. No joke about Taurin.
That's a
Only for the elves.
only for the elves.
Poor little
Yeah.
elf man.
Okay. Let's go east.
Right, so you guys are gonna be heading east, and with this, we're gonna end up this session now.
We went east.
Perfect.
went- East.
Yes, you guys are gonna be headed east towards the mushrooms, I'm assuming. Perfect. We'll continue on the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Got mushrooms.
And let's say goodbye to the people watching on YouTube.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Sharon.
Goodbye,
Bye.
YouTube.
I love you.